They so fresh, so clean, they like me. Diamonds on my neck, so what? That shit look like Poseidon. I stand on my money, then my height turn to 9.
What's up, guys? It's Johnny Candido of Candido Training HQ, and as you can tell by the low quality watermark in the corner, I'm coming to you straight from a cell phone here in Dallas. I'm at the hotel the day of the powerlifting meet here, the Ray Williams Classic, and I'm showing here that I did Olympic squats, so basically beltless. I did use sleeves, but beltless ATG squats with a narrow stance. And then that was before the 495 squat. So I did 3x8, 3x10, 3x5, 1x5, and ended with 385, started with 315. Then I went to pause squats, where in the moments where I'd use 315 on the narrow stance squats, I'd use 365 here. Now what I do for pause squats is I always take 2 reps away. So I go 3x6, 3x8. Then for the 5s, I keep that the same. Then go 3x5, 1x5 at the end. So doing the 3x8 here with 365 was incredibly difficult. And you saw I showed a single before that, because another change I made is I did a competition style single before the accessory day. So basically that made it to where I was doing a competition style squat 3 times a week. So even though I was just doing one single, a lot of times just warming up, doing the competition movement, I find helps a lot. Other than that, this cycle's really just been about adding 5 to at most 15 pounds, but usually just 5 pounds and then a rep or 2 onto what I did last cycle at that stage in the cycle. So a lot of times programming gets very simple once you have reliable recent information. Look at that.
Look at those legs.
Look at that. Look at those quads.
Oh.
Look at that coming in through the pants. But anyways, so here I did 405 for 5 on a pause squat, and this was really satisfying because before I did the 495 squat, which was actually 494 technically given a 20 kilo bar, but anyways, before that I did 405 for 7, and that was very hard unpaused. That was definitely harder than this was by a lot. So this I would say was easier than RPE 8. So it's really nice to just be able to consistently work with 405. It felt light on my back. I didn't have to warm up too much for it. So moving forward, probably the one big change is I'll just get a little bit more aggressive going into future cycles. Because here I hit 470, then 475, and then you see here after the taper, the 200 kilo squat on the right moved a lot faster than before it. That was warming up for the 470 on the left. So anyways, as far as the bench press, this is the lift where I definitely just kind of went nowhere with, because I did a lot of feet up bench. And I don't really regret it because I did that for my back, because definitely while arching, that is one of the most sensitive positions for me. And it is a unique fatigue that you get when you're training all 3 lifts. You're really doing multiple full body days. You know, that effect is different. But that was a 325 bench you saw at the end there. And that moved honestly really well. And one of the main things there is, of course, what I've said repeatedly, is my bench always depends on a spotter. Every time. I've literally never benched a PR probably in the past 3 years without a spotter, and every time I get a spotter, it does well. So Michelle and I, my girlfriend, are working out how to make sure that we actually do get at least 2 times a week with a spot, no matter what. Because at this point, it's too important. I'm not going to accept my bench just not progressing. But for the meet, I'm probably just honestly going to go for 341. Now, look at this. This was a really good set versus what was leading up to it. I did 584, you saw before that, for 2, and that was kind of slow, but it was low hype. And then I did 573 here for 1 set of 6. So this was a set of 6 at, I would say, RPE 6 without straps. And that's really good for me because, of course, my 10 rep max with straps is only around 10 pounds heavier. And that's well peaked for that, purpose being that being the main goal of the entire cycle. So after that, that really picked up momentum big time for me. My primary accessory for the sumo is a low block pull. And you can use a low block pull for different reasons. A lot of people associate that with working on lockout weakness, stuff like that. But that's not necessarily always the case. You can just use it as another general strength exercise that's a little bit more specific to the sumo while not obviously fully being a competition lift. So I'd say it's below a pause deadlift or a beltless deadlift, but it's still above something like a snatch grip deadlift in terms of the hypertrophy being what you want for sumo specifically. So as you can see there, that was actually really hard with the 607 before that. And then I hit 607 here, the exact same weight, for a hyped up set of 8. And that's one of the key things with block pulls, is that it's so difficult because if you go into it too passively, you could hit 70% and it could be a hard 6 rep set. But you probably could hit 90% for 10. That's the interesting part about it. So for the most part though, I was hitting 1 by 12, 2 by 8, 1 by 12. Even on the day where I hit 1 by 3, I hit 1 by 12 with like 530 after. So I want to make it very clear that it's not a matter of going really heavy on it. Now, as you see here, this is a 300 kilogram pull, technically 662 given the bar. And that was pretty good. That was pretty smooth. Now, it definitely could have moved a little bit faster off the floor, but with my grind style, I'm definitely fine with that. And this is 625 pounds exactly. And this is for a set of 5. So this is actually exactly 90% of 694. So that means for this meet, for today, I'm going to go 694 as my main goal. And then if I feel great, I'll go for 700.
I love it